give the information so that our viewing audience can have access to it, so that if there's anyone out there that really, really has a desire to do acting or do modeling, or even if you're a filmmaker or anything that has to do with film, photographers, contact this site. It's definitely a great place to network. So can you give that information for us?
Yeah, it is www.dragonookconnects.com, and Dragonook is actually very simple. It is dragon, just like fire-breathing kind, D-R-A-G-O-N, from the United Kingdom, UK, connects, and that's all one word, dragonookconnects.com. Now, what he was alluding to, we basically have sections for film and video actors, TV show hosts, radio personalities, modeling, and theater acting, but we also have for production companies and production crew, freelance crew people, can all find jobs, networking events, announcements, etc., that deal with advancing their careers, and it is all free. The free site gets you the newsletter, which comes out about 5 times a week. It gets you into the site for the resources, so the 4,000 or so industry contacts that I have that you may need are all listed in there where you can get them for free. And it gets you an invisible profile, and what the invisible profile does, you put your photo and your resume and everything in. That is free. The invisible profile I can see, and when somebody contacts me where they're not going to post something but they're looking to hire somebody, I can access your invisible profile, get your information in order to give it to casting so that you can be hired. The paid portion is the visible profile, and with that, any agent, casting director, production company, filmmaker, theater, or other employer that gets access to the site from me can look up your profile, find your resume, look at your demo reel, listen to your voiceover tapes if you do voiceover work. If you're a musician or a singer, they can look at those because they're all on the MP3s that are all part of the site. And the most expensive site that I have is $50 a year. So there's very few jobs that you would get that pay less than that.
And Brian, when we talk about, there is a lot of work that comes on your site, but one of the issues that we are having in the film community is the film incentives issue. It's like, it seems like there are a lot of creative people here, but there are another group of people that feel like, or maybe they haven't seen the importance of what it means to people like you and myself to actually continue working. Where do you think, or how do you think that this issue is going to affect us in the long run?
Well, in the short run, you know, it's pretty well shut down, Merrill, in production. We had a very well-written, very good incentive program, which our current governor has not funded. Prior governors did. It had limits on it so that, you know, a major Hollywood production couldn't come in here and use up all of the money. Mm-hmm. There were limits to salary caps on things. There were content in there for making sure that locals were being hired, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. And there's probably 30 states across the country that have some kinds of incentive programs. They have all done impact studies, mm-hmm. and I have yet to see a impact study that says something other than for every dollar invested in these incentives, it brings $20 to $25 back into the state. So they're very cost effective.
They are. And what people don't really realize is the big picture. When a movie comes into town, when a movie comes into Baltimore, that means that the restaurants here make money. You've got celebrities in your restaurants. That's why Hollywood and New York thrive the way they do. You've got this excitement. You've got exciting people. Yeah. And when a movie is filmed here, it brings not an immediate or instant gratification, but over time you build this reputation.
Well, it's everything. It's rental cars. It's lumber to build sets. Yeah. It's nails, it's paint, it's carpenters, it's welders, it's actors, whether you're a professional actor delivering lines or whether you're getting $100 a day as an extra standing in the background, sitting in the background doing something. Like I said, the replacements, during their run, there were 15,000 different people that were paid to do extra work. Yeah. That's one day or more, different people, 15,000 of them worked on that one movie over 3 months. Okay? Extra work, especially non-union extra work, you don't attract a whole lot of out-of-state people. They're all locals.
Right, and then that money comes right back into Baltimore.
Right back into Baltimore.
And it's just like National Treasure 2, which was a very, very large cast of people, even though that was in D.C.
It was in D.C., but D.C. is a small enough entity that you hired people from the Maryland suburbs. They got their paychecks from the Virginia suburbs and from D.C. itself.
Exactly.
So there is a real need for those with the other states, but it's not just the other states. Toronto, Canada, Vancouver, Canada, they've attracted major movie sets simply because of the incentive programs that Canada as a country gives. There was a Civil War movie that was slated to film in our area. They filmed in Europe because it was cheaper to fly busloads of people there in order to play ethnic parts.
Which show was this now?
No, never mind. But it was cheaper to send them over there by the plane load to do menial extra roles that they couldn't fill locally because the locations and the hotels and everything else was so much cheaper, and because they had the incentives to bring that money into their area.
So what we can do, and we're going to, like, periodically on each one of the shows, there is a petition that's being signed that people can actually go to.
Yeah, it's on the front page of DragonHookConnects.com, so you don't even have to sign in to Dragon Hook Connects. Just going to the website, it's on the front page, you can click on it and sign the petition right there.
Yeah, and it's going to be on this page too. On our show too, it's going to be showing. So anyway, Mr. Dragon Hook, I appreciate you coming by and talking to us.
Thanks for having me.
And I'm hoping that each and every one of you will get to go to the site and see what kind of film opportunities are there for you, and I want you all to stay tuned and look at some more of our movies. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching Style Tour, the Filmmakers Edition. I hope that you all continue to support area artists, filmmakers, directors, anyone that has anything creative to do in this life. It is so important that each and every one of you do your part to help support the film initiative to bring films to Baltimore and the Mid-Atlantic region. It is so important. We have a lot of people that are rolling up their sleeves and doing their jobs. I could name many. You've got Pat Moran, you've got Rosemary Levy, from the local 47, you've got the Maryland Film Commission. So many people. And even with that amount of people, we still need you. So I need you all to go to gopetitions.com. There's a link that's going to be attached to the show, and make a difference. Until next time.